Welcome, everybody, to the Master Heart family. You're going to absolutely love our time today. It'll help us to really understand the eternal beings that we are, that there's life ever after, and it's just going to be a divine time together and a happy time together. There's everything, there's literally nothing to be sorry about, nothing to tell somebody else, oh, I'm sorry, that everything is playing out for our benefit. And when we recognize and look at it that way, we'll see the blessing and we'll see that everything is really playing out for us. And so who wants to start today and share some good news? That any thoughts you have that Lori, would you start out and just share a little about your garden?
Certainly. My garden is a lot like my Master Heart family. We're all bringing this unique beauty uh, at different times in our lives. We're not the same as we were a week ago. And one of the uh, most precious correlations I can bring between my Master Heart family and my garden is
Mm,
that how we're nurtured. And Doc Hank, you nurture us continuously every week uh, through Deborah's gift. Because if Deborah hadn't gifted us, or at least with me, Deborah gifted
yeah,
me with you, I would have
yeah,
never been introduced to any of you.
yeah,
So, like
right.
my garden, it started with, it's generational. It started with my mother and my father. God bless them. They were just fabulous uh, souls in this earth, and I continue to share their light and their love. My grandmother had this gorgeous, um, I call it family of lilacs that we have in our garden too. And
Wow.
we've got other, my Uncle Michael had given us boxwoods, and it's
Mm,
just such a blessing
mm,
to know that my reality is exactly how it's playing out. When something's not working for me, I have to take a step back. And just like in my garden, I almost killed one of my new babies because I loved it too much. And it's kind of like that with my scanner. I love my scanner, but I have to be strategic about where I'm placing my scanner, who I'm connecting with, because I know in my gut, just like I know in my gut when I love my garden too much, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
Does that
yeah.
make sense?
It sure does. It sure does. And I loved also, you were saying before we get on today about how the flowers change too, and the colors, and some leave and then some go on. And it's kind of like the seasons, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're coming into fall because, I'm in Connecticut,
Yeah.
and it continuously changes right from spring right into fall. And I'll be able to share with you what it's looking like in December.
Yeah. And where do you live?
I'm in Connecticut.
In Connecticut. So how, like, do you have flowers in December?
Let's see. It's not really flowers, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
of it as the greenage,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
you always find something in Connecticut during the winter, at least if you're a
Mhm.
gardener's heart, that
Yeah.
just keeps that image. Either it's a bud, or so
Mhm.
if it's died, that's okay
Yeah.
because you know what's
Mhm.
going to come after that.
Yeah. Yeah. That is great. I love that imagery. And again, we're talking, really the theme today is about that things keep on evolving. And like when we think that we're, like if we hear someone's going to die, well, death is actually a misunderstanding. None of us die. Now, I was talking to my brother, my younger brother, the other day, and he goes, "Hey, none of us get out of here alive." Okay. And really that's not true. That what it is none of us get out of here with our body. Okay, so our body, but our mind and our spirit is eternal. And it's just like those plants, Lori, those flowers that yeah, they die, but then they come up and it's another generation, whether it's our children or the influence that we've had on the world, our vibration, and we have eternal life. And so death is really a misunderstanding. And there are different seasons to our life, and that to love the different seasons because every season brings something new to us. And so like right now we're in the fall, and so it's harvest time. So let's think about, what are we harvesting and what are we going to harvest? And winter is a great time to think about, what are we going to plant in the spring? Right. And the beautiful, in fact, I'm helping most of us look at 2025 and what seeds are we planting. And so it's kind of back to this garden on our thoughts on what seeds am I planting for 2025. Because if you don't plant seeds, seeds will be planted really by other people and their seeds on what they want versus what you want. And when you get clear, and that's why, Lori, you said like, oh, thanks to Deborah, that, we ended up all getting connected. And yeah, what happens is that we're magnets. And I like thinking of us as Mother Earth and gravity, that think of yourself as your gravity to attract everything that you want into your life. And there is a way to look at everything in the wanted, the way that to look at the good, if you will, the wanted in every situation. So that's beautiful. Thank you, Lori. And other thoughts, other miracles going on in your life, other things that you want to share with us?
Well, Lori had mentioned about planting those things, and I do have to say that my mother was big on planting trees in the R months. So when
Mhm.
she was alive, we would go back, okay, not alive in the physical, okay, but now her
Yeah,
non-physical takes me back to those trees, and they're
yeah,
so beautiful, so colorful, and so vibrant. It's like she's there. It's like she's
yeah.
there telling the world,
Mm.
I'm here for you. It's so weird because when you said that, it reminded me of a moment with my mom, and now I gotta go back to those trees and go visit her again. So I
Yeah,
appreciate that. Thank you for saying
yeah,
that.
that's great. That's great. And those that have transitioned, those that have walked before us and transitioned back into the non-physical, that know that they aren't where they used to be. Okay, you're used to whatever, seeing them, calling them, or whatever. But where you find them is in your thoughts, in your soul, in your heart. And they're there and they'll guide you, and they're pure source energy now. They don't have, I was like talking about my mother, that my mother and I had a great relationship, but she would always, every time I would see her, she always had some resistant thought. Like she'd say all kinds of wonderful things about me and whatever, but she'd say, I just don't like the way your shoes are. And another day would be, do you have to part your hair that way or whatever, and so she always had a little bit of resistant thought. And now that she's in the non-physical, that's gone away, and she's just pure source energy. She doesn't have any resistant thoughts, and just instead loving thoughts, allowing thoughts, guiding thoughts. I love this uh, Psalm 23, the Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. Ooh.
Yeah.
See, and there's another interpretation of I shall not want, but actually it is I lack nothing, because everything we want is here, to include when our loved ones transition and go back into the non-physical. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. Later on, we're going to actually go into our soul and be refreshed. Just knowing that everyone that has been with us before is with us now. We just need to look in a different place and to rejoice. The other thing about this idea about, transitioning or passing away, or what people usually call death, is that, oh, that's too bad. And like, none of our souls intended to be here forever. And our souls determine when we come and when we go. So there's nothing to be sad about, nothing to be upset about. There is no loss when we look at this differently. And again, this conversation, I hope, and my intent is for all of us to feel wonderful, to feel that love, to realize nothing's missing, nobody's gone. Now, but to be able to go there, and how many people see, because remember, if I feel bad and I think like, oh, I'm sorry this happened to you, or I'm sorry you lost this person, what happens is it lowers your vibration, which means it keeps you further away from your higher power, from God and all that is. And so when you look at it differently, so you could say to people, oh, I send you my love. I send you well-being. I send that person or whatever love and well-being. And so as we start thinking about this differently, because we're all brought up with this misunderstanding about our life, we're eternal beings. And when you can overcome fear, what's the other one? Even though I walk through the darkest valley, most people's darkest valley is the fear of death. But there is none. And that's why fear is just false evidence appearing real. I will fear no evil. Yeah, baby, for you are with me. Yeah. We're eternal beings. That we have God, our higher power, all that is, loving us, guiding us, supporting us. And our lifetimes being here is just a drop in the bucket compared to all of eternity, and we're eternal beings. And so it's really good news to see. So when we see, it's just similar to when we see the plants, the flowers transitioning back into, dying, if you will, that then they get reborn, don't they? And that next spring or whatever. And it's the same with us. In fact, this will be a good one for you, that we've all been with each other before. And this isn't our first rodeo together. And ooh, if you think about that, hey, that's like fun. How many more rodeos do we have? A lot. Yeah, and Deborah Crystal says, I can feel that. Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, thoughts. I think Stephen, you were going to say something, and thank you
Well,
so much.
I always got. Am I on mute? Probably. Am I on mute?
No, you're good. You're
Okay.
good.
I love this technology. You know that.
Yeah.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I appreciate y'all being here and being part of this. It's good for me. It's good. I hope it's good for you. I just want to talk about just how that it works into my life, and just to be grateful for all those blessings. They happen for us, not to us. I think that's always one thing that I like to tell people, because God knows what we need. He knows what we don't need. but he's got to test us to make sure that we can progress for the next one, and it's all building blocks. And
Yeah.
the way we react to it or don't react to it is huge. And to understand that they are blessings is something that's really changed my thinking, because, for years it was, why is this happening to me? It's no, it's not. It's happening for me. God removes people from our lives that need to be removed when we can't do it, and stuff like that. So stop swimming upstream and go with the flow, and make it a great day.
Yeah.
Make it easy. Stop easy life, easy money. Come on.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Stephen. Yeah, we appreciate it. The only little word that, yeah, we're here for growth, and you bet, on that, on growth, and we have different people, different experiences, and everything. And instead of the word tested, I like rather that, like what we're here for. Like, we're not here to talk about what we're not here for. We're not here to fix the world. It doesn't need fixing. We're not here to fix other people. It doesn't need fixing. We're here to create.
Right.
And so if we put it in that term, then it's a little bit easier on, we're here to create, and we're going to brush up against contrast. And that contrast is there, not necessarily to test us, but to think about it a little bit differently, to take us to what we do want. Because we have to have that contrast of what we don't want to understand what we do want. Because if everything were just quote unquote peachy, and it actually really is all peachy, but if everything were just the norm, we wouldn't have any desires, and we wouldn't create, and we wouldn't be eternal. Ooh.
Right. Growing pains, I guess you could look into that. Growing pains, or whatever you want to use. Right.
Yeah.
I could have used a better word. Growing. Growing was my first choice, and I didn't use it. So
yeah, growing's perfect. Yeah, because there's no pain in it either. Because I'm going to enjoy the ride.
Yeah. Actually, I like pain. Is my problem. I enjoy a little pain. It shows me right where I'm at. It fuels me. I do. I like a little pain.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Thank you. Yeah.
So I hope everybody's having a great day.
No, thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Yeah. Other thoughts, comments?
Yeah, I'll just throw one in there after listening to that. It's good to hear. Thanks for sharing that, Stephen. Thank you, Dr. Hank. And one of the things that's pain is I had to learn. I'm continuing to learn. I don't know the right way to say it, but pain is a great motivator. Pain motivated me and put me at a point to get outside of my pride and ask for help with alcoholism. It allowed me to ask for help, even in us meeting and things like that. Dr. Hank, we didn't meet right away as a coaching thing. We met to have a conversation and stuff, and it led to it. But pain is a great motivator, but I don't have to live through that pain. And that's one of the things I continuously learn through this with all of you guys, through our coaching we do, Dr. Hank, in other areas of life as well, is that I can have a vision that can pull me through life with a lot more excitement, a lot more joy, a lot more love, a lot more of the things I want to experience in that feeling mode everyday life, And so pain starts the train moving, but the vision is what keeps it moving forward and continuing on and stuff like that. And I love that I have that choice today to look at both of them and choose which one I'm gonna, select. And grab
I can, whatever I focus my attention on grows, and I can focus on the pain or on my vision, and maybe what the contrast is actually bringing me.
Yeah.
And so that is just great. And again, it's just, I like using just softer, nicer, good feeling words, good feeling thoughts, that it raises our vibration. So if we can look at everything in a better light, in a better that it's just contrast, and then we're able to have vision. And for us to have a vision, like, the dogs don't have a vision, the cows don't have a vision, the plants don't have a vision, that we are the only ones blessed with not only the ability to have a vision, but then to have that vision be in our experience, and for us to create that vision. I mean, that is so powerful, folks. And I have some people that I've asked, like, what do you want? And some people say, oh, I don't want anything. But you talk to them for a little while, and then all of a sudden they're starting to say what they want. They just didn't realize that they wanted it and kind of felt like, oh, I'm not worthy of asking for it. We're all worthy. You know, I love Oprah has said that if we're here on this in this world, we're worthy.
Yeah. Yeah, and
that, yeah.
And Dr. Hank, a lot of people I talk to, they you ask them what they want and they say, I don't know, but they're readily available with what their discontents and what they don't want. So what I'll do is help them look at those and then flip it 180 degrees, because that's going to be what you want. But
there you go. There
you
you go.
can't give out
guilty
hugs anymore.
What's that?
What's that,
You know,
Liberty?
you can't give out hugs like you used to.
You can't give
When
out
they're
hugs.
discontent, you just give them a hug if they're unhappy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tear the
Yeah.
Band-Aid off.
That's right. That's right. Amen to that.
Yeah, the
Amen to
judge
that.
did tell me I can't do that ever again. Last
Touching
chance,
people.
Joey. Last chance.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got another chance, though. That's the
I
best
did.
part about it. You got another chance. Then.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
I was gonna say something real quick. You know, we
Sure.
got some families here that just got some news, medical news, and I'm trying to, help them stay as positive as possible. Is that
Yeah.
even if they're saying it's like cancer, it's not until you really know, and to keep the light
Mhm.
in a better place and be happy. So I started going through like pictures and stuff, fun moments. And,
Oh.
like just putting some stuff together to make them happy, not to be a people pleaser, but just change the mind of the moment,
Uplifter. Yeah.
absolutely. Just try to keep it positive. I even told some really bad jokes, Joey, you'd laugh, about some pickleball issues and stuff, but I started singing and people were looking at me like I was crazy. I kept using the word funner, whatever it took. I made people laugh. Okay. I was going to put a clown suit on.
Oh my
There will be no
God,
tears on my watch.
Good. That's awesome.
Well, if I get committed, one of y'all need to come get me.
oh my God. I
Not
love
that I
that.
want that.
Nice.
Yeah. I love that, Liberty. So, and to recognize the distinction between being an uplifter and a people pleaser. People pleaser is doing what other people want because they want you to do it. You don't have the energy and they're kind of abusive on it and you're trying to please them. And good luck with that because they keep on changing. So to please them won't be. But if you become the deliberate creator like you were there, Liberty, and said, hey, I'm going to be an uplifter. I'm not going to be in a pity party about anything ever. And when
Have
you
you
do
seen
that,
Patch Adams by any chance?
I know. What is
Patch Adams. Okay, so if you've ever seen it, it's a good one where no matter what happens, Robin Williams is determined to uplift in a medical profession, no matter what, in the funniest, ridiculous ways ever. So I might come across as obnoxious, but I'm not going to apologize for being happy about it. I'm not. I refuse to be told you have to be unhappy because of cancer.
I'm the same way, Liberty, and I'm so glad that you are just able to express that so freely. And I truly believe that we need more of that. So I'm the same way. It's great that you are as well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I don't laugh, I'm going to cry. So I'd rather laugh.
You got your choice.
You
What
got
are you going to do?
Laugh.
Yeah,
Laugh.
exactly. Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, the love of my life, Jenny, my wife, she she had a little something, and she went to a dermatologist, had a little something on her nose and had it checked out. And then they said, oh, notice this little brown marking, on your finger or whatever. And we're going to take a little biopsy of that and see what it is. And so last week, she went back to the doctor. And they basically told her that she has malignant cancer. It's called Jaeger. It's a very rare cancer. It's hereditary, and there's basically no cure for it. And so when Jenny came home, that I asked, hey, how were your results? Whatever. How was the doctor? And she kind of gave a little bit of a sad face. And I've only seen that sad face once or twice. Okay. And because normally she's just enjoying in the moment. And so she handed me the paper on what the doctor and with that detail on this, situation. And so I told her, you can have whatever you want. We'll take you to every doctor in the world, or whatever. We'll do whatever tests and everything. And she goes, they said there's nothing really to do it, and she knows that whatever we focus our attention on will grow. And she said, I really don't want a bunch of tests to tell me, how bad it is or whatever. And I said, cool. Why don't we just enjoy our lives? And we just both smiled, and then we started to laugh, and we said, let's just enjoy our lives. We don't care what the doctor says or the C word or any of that stuff. And it says, like, and again, I didn't research much. I basically just read the paper, this one little document, but it said, like, the lifespan that you should be, if you're born with it, that you won't live till after 57. Well, she's 63. you know and they said, oh, there's going to be more, and then they looked at her mouth, and sure enough there is, and eventually it gets into the organs or whatever. And it's like, you know what, we're just not going to go there. And so we're not going to feel, sad about this. We're not going to, whatever, spend a bunch of time with a bunch of doctors that, so much for the 57, if they know everything, what happened with the 57. So we're just going to enjoy. So Saturday night, we go out to this new little pizza place. And it's this waitress, and I'm nice to everybody, but I'm especially nice to this lady because I can tell she's brand new and doesn't know what she's doing and doesn't know about the menu and everything. So I'm very nice to this, waitress. And Jenny, and when the waitress leaves, Jenny goes, wow, you sure were nice to that waitress. And then we both kind of laughed, and I said, yeah, but you're the best chef, out of it. And we just kind of laughed and whatever. And she goes, I want to be your waitress. Jenny says to me, I want to be your waitress, and we're laughing away. And see, it's because we're enjoying the moment even more now. We're taking advantage of what we do have. All of us, just because of whatever the doctors say, that at some point, all of us are going to transition back into the non-physical. Okay. She just maybe has more of an indication. Maybe we look at her as lucky. She kind of knows how she's going to maybe go. Okay. Versus, I don't know how I'm going to go other than happily. It's how I'm going to go. And so then, I looked at, she was in the sun was out, and we were sitting at this table, and I goes, wow, your diamonds really. And I just recently gave her about 7 carats of diamonds, like a beautiful necklace and then a beautiful ring. And she goes, oh yeah. And she starts shining the diamond. She goes, and I want to be your wife too, because I get showered with diamonds, And so we're just having a fun time. And here we are, we're at this little pizza restaurant, with a waitress that really doesn't know what she's doing. And we're just having a blast. And life is just good. And so we're enjoying life even more and not paying attention to what anybody thinks. The only attention that we focus on is and the opinion that we honor is God's opinion. And so we don't feel good when we're thinking about whatever, all that stuff that they were giving us. But we sure feel good when we can go have a slice of pizza and have fun and giggle and laugh. And it's those moments It's the moments together with loved ones. It's the moments that you and I, that we together have. This is what life is about. It's the moments of Lori walking into her garden and seeing and feeling the presence, and Liberty feeling, going to the trees and feeling presence of her relatives. That, this is what life is about. It's eternal. And that we can feel the goodness in every moment, no matter what any doctor is saying or what society is saying or who's running for what, that none of that matters.
Yeah.
That what matters is for us to be happy. Remember, our soul's purpose, 3 things. The first one is for growth. And the growth comes from the contrast, the things we don't like, that bursts, as Joey said. When we know what we don't want, then we will know what we do want. And that creates this growth that puts the eternity into you and me and God and all that is. We literally take thought and energy, our emotions, beyond where it's ever been before. And we have eternal life. But the other thing our soul is here for is for more freedom. And so we're free, like Jimmy and I are free from the doctors and their opinion and the C word and the dis-ease. We're free of all that. And freedom means more money. And for us to have more money, that, are you going to give yourself permission to live the life that you want? That's the freedom from the committee, the freedom from what other people think, and to put on a clown outfit like Liberty wanted to do. Isn't that great? But the prize is joy. And so you get to choose in every moment. So most people would say, oh, I'm so sorry for you or whatever. No, I'm an uplifter and I don't want anybody to be sorry for me, that because I see the wanted. I see the blessing. And even when Jenny no longer has her 5 senses, she has the most important sense out of them all, and we all do. And that's our 6th sense, this eternal life. And so I will be able to, for all of eternity, be able to feel Jenny's love, presence, thoughts, love, all of that. I'll be able to feel forevermore. There's nothing to be sad about. Like I say, this is just a drop in the bucket compared to, there's a big bucket of eternity. Time. That's a lot of drops and immeasurable. And so for us to realize that we can look at everything and see the wanted, see the blessing, see the good. And so many good things will come out of like this situation and experience that Jenny is going through and Jenny and I are going through. And right now, for all of us to realize, wow, yeah, there's a different way. And then also it helps us to get out of our minutia, our problems that we have if somebody told us no or whatever. It's like, who cares? About any of that. We're alive and well and enjoying life. So
I truly believe love prevails all, Dr. Hank. Truly does. And I thank you for helping me get in a better mindset, because I don't think I'd be as silly as I am today. And I love it. Every day I wake up trying to figure out how silly I can be for somebody. So thank you for that. I really write stuff down before the next day, checking it off my list. Somebody will look at me like I'm crazy, and then I'm not giving hugs anymore, though, Joey. That doesn't work.
Yeah, and what I got out of that is, thank you, Dr. Hank, for explaining that. But also, like, finally somebody agrees with me that Joey is the prize.
Say that again, Joey.
Sing it.
I think there's an E in there, if I'm not mistaken.
Joey is the prize.
Sorry, Joey. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Joy. Joy.
Joe, Joy is a prize, and so you are, and so are all of us, and so are all of us. And and also think about what type of impact you are having on other people by having these committee thoughts of, oh, I feel bad or sorry or whatever, that it just lowers people. That we don't want to do that. We're uplifters. And so let's uplift. And with that, let's go to down into our soul and experience the eternity that we all are. And literally, you'll feel your eternity, your eternalness here in that. So I invite you to close your eyes now, to just become relaxed, to know that all is well, that it doesn't matter what's going on out in the world. It only matters what's going on inside our world, inside our thoughts, inside our spirit, our emotions. So breathe in deeply now and breathe in the blessing of all that is, that cleanses us now, that makes us whole, makes us realize as we breathe out, breathing out anything unwanted, and breathing in. And as we breathe out, just say to yourself to relax, to be at ease, to become meek and at ease, that everything comes to us, for we are magnets. And breathe in now all the things you desire. And just allow all those things that you desire to flow in your mind, in your emotions, in your body, and know that they're already here with you. All the love, all the happiness, all the business, all the money, all the relationships, all the health is here now with us. Breathe in. And breathe out. And just relax the top of your head. Relax your mind. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Just becoming so relaxed, so at ease. Allow relaxation to run down your arms now. Feeling so relaxed, so in love, so confident, so sure. Breathe in and breathe out, and just relax now your neck and your lungs, your chest, and your beautiful heart. Just open up your heart now to this loving world. Open up your heart to you, to love yourself even more. Relaxing now your stomach and all of your amazing organs that provide such good health for you. Relax your hips, relax your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, and your feet. Breathe in. Beautifully, beautifully relax now. And just imagine that you're on the top of a beautiful white spiral staircase. And begin walking down the spiral staircase, knowing you're walking down deeper and deeper, walking down into your eternal soul, going down deeper and deeper and deeper, feeling so loved, so supported, so guided. And at the bottom of the spiral staircase, you step down to the soft, beautiful grass. It's a fall day, and you feel the breeze, God's breath, go across your cheek. So cool and refreshed. You see, it looks like the sun. You see the light of God out on this beautiful field of flowers. The flowers are all different colors. And you begin now to skip through this field of flowers. So happy, so free, so eternal. Infinite are you and your soul. You are one now with your soul, feeling the light of God shining on you, warming you, blessing you, making all things well now. Now to your left, you look, and there's this beautiful waterfall. It's this glistening water. And in God's light is just shining. It's like diamonds flowing down into this beautiful blue pool. And it's a pool of liberation to liberate us. This pool, this divine water that liberates our thinking, liberates us to be able to be free of anything I wanted and to only focus now on the wanted and to see the wanted, to see as God sees, to see as our soul sees our beautiful lives, our beautiful people in our lives, beautiful experiences from the past, present, and future is all glorious now. The Lord is my shepherd, and we lack nothing. We lay down now in green pastures, near still waters of this liberating, dark blue, beautiful water. And we now approach this water and put our feet in this water, and we feel so liberated, so free. We just begin to walk into this water that liberates us and frees us to be who we were meant to be, these uplifters, these creators, these beings that put eternity into everything and everyone as we flow into this beautiful water that goes into every pore of our body now, cleansing us, freeing us from anything that is not the truth about us and this beautiful, lovely life that we live now. We look up to God's light, and it becomes a magnet to us as we rise out of this beautiful, liberating water, dripping of freedom now as we float up into the sky, into the deep blue beauty and the light of God, and just feel that warmth, that love, that light of God in you now, in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your body, feeling so free, so loved, so confident. And just float now, fly free, and feel your eternity now, divine one. You are eternal and divine and infinite. so blessed, so loved. And there's no end to the flight that you are on. There is no space, it's just open, this wide open space of all of eternity. No boundaries, and only love that you now flow in, that you fly in, that you are in. The abundant life is now yours. And just enjoy and feel the light of God on you. Feel the freedom to fly. And feel your eternalness. And breathe in. And breathe out. And now you know all is well and getting even better in your flight to eternity, to the abundant life. And now come flying around over the beautiful blue, liberating water, flying over the field of flowers, and flying up to the staircase. And now just gliding up the staircase, feeling so good, feeling so free, feeling so eternal. It is just incredible. The magic, the miracles are happening now as you float up to this beautiful door at the top of the staircase. It's this beautiful, glistening white door, and you float up to it, and you open up that door, and it's the door to your life now. And you see your life in such an incredible, new, and beautiful, and wondrous way. And I now invite you to come and sit into your chair, feeling so good, so happy, so free, and so eternal. And we're going to count to 3. And on 1, you're going to awaken and feel better than you've ever felt before, more powerful, more loving than you ever realized you were. And 3, and it's the Trinity of the mind and the body and the spirit. And we are now at one with the mind and body and spirit. And then 2, we are one with all that is, ourselves and God and all that is. We are one now with it. And on the number 1, we awaken and open up our eyes to this amazing new eternal life. 1, and welcome to this beautiful life. Mm. Mm. Ooh. So, anybody want to share what you had experienced there?
Yes, I do. Um, One of the last flowers that I gave my mom was a forget-me-not. And it's this beautiful blue, like your shirt, Dr. Hank, the blue in the sky where our spirit goes. And
Mm.
when I gave that flower, that little blue forget-me-not to my mom, it was just in a little pot like the size of my palm.
Yeah.
And guess what it's like now? Here it is at the end of the season, fall is upon us, the abundance, the harvest that we're going to be celebrating, all of us.
Yeah.
And now those forget-me-nots are feet in the garden. Of course,
Yeah.
it's surrounded by the pool, this
Mm.
beautiful blue pool. And every time I brush up against these little blue forget-me-nots at
Mm.
this time of the year when they die, they have this sticky little, no bigger than a head of a pencil that sticks to my clothes. And when I come in the house, I have to pick them all off. And I realize that that's the continuum of my mother's love more now than ever in such a beautiful way that she
Yeah.
knows it just speaks volumes to my life, and I can continue to share that joy. It's just pure joy to see the transition when they first come up, they all blossom, and then they die again, and they stick to me when they die, and I have to pick them off.
Yeah, it's your mother's way of communicating with you.
You are
And-
loved more. You are
Yeah.
loved more. Always loved more.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, the blue water. You'll see that pool differently now. And the blue flowers, beautiful. Any other thoughts, comments? Yeah, isn't it beautiful? And you're all beautiful. And so are we ready to sing? Sing our song? Let's unmute ourselves. Let's come as children to just let it out. And we like to laugh and have more fun.
We like to laugh and have more fun.
For we are the chosen ones.
For we are
are
the
the
chosen
chosen
ones.
ones.
Being eternal is the grand game.
Being eternal is the grand
game.
Enlightenment is now our middle name.
Enlightenment
is now our
Now
middle
our
name.
middle name.
Life forever is our divine right.
Life
forever is our
divine
divine
right.
right. We have within us God's light.
We have within us eternal life.
God's light.
Right.
Sound off, we are eternal.
Sound off, we are eternal.
Sound off, we are eternal.
Sound off, we are
eternal.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Yes,
yes.
All right, everyone. Well, listen, I love you. That it's just amazing. You're going to just start floating and flying more this week than ever, and know that everything that you want is coming your way, starting right now.
Amen.
Love you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone have a blessed week.
Have a blessed
Thank
week.
Namaste.
you.
Namaste.
My little forget-me-nots.
Yeah, forget me not. Send me a picture of that. They're